All right, well, it's Wednesday morning. We're pretty much packed up, ready to go. We're one of the last ones in here because we kind of took our time. We don't have a long day ahead. There's a few other people still getting things together up at the shelter and down here in the camping area. Good night last night. It got kind of cold, but I think we stayed pretty warm. For the first time, we used my Light Heart Gear So Long 6 for 2 people. I've always used that just for myself, but man, it saves about 3 pounds of weight bringing that as opposed to the REI tent that we normally use. So it was fit just about perfect in there, huh? I mean, lots of room for our packs and the both of us. So that's pretty impressive. Highly recommend that tent. I love that tent. Had a good last night around the fire, hanging out with that group from University of Indiana. Good group of college kids on spring break, just like we are. So we got about a mile to get into the NOC. I don't expect that we'll see anything that would cause me to turn on the camera before we get to the NOC. So probably the next time I'll check in, we'll be down there as we're getting to the knock. We'll hang there for a few minutes, dump some trash.
Go to the bathroom.
Yeah, hit the restroom, clean up a little bit, and then we'll start that climb out of the NOC, and that'll be pretty much it for the day. We'll have about, I guess, we're having about 5.5, 6 miles after the NOC of climbing. So it'll be a tough day after we leave there, but we got quite a bit of time to do it, so not too worried. There are some, believe it or not, even with the sun shining like it is, I don't know if you can see it, but there's been a very light dusting of snow falling all morning, which has been kind of cool. So
this morning it was going down harder, which is really cool.
Yeah, it was a little heavier this morning, but it's still falling a little bit. Well, anyway, we're out of here. We'll check in again soon.
Bye.
All right, so we're about to walk into the NOC. We got a late start from camp this morning, so told Cecilia we'd hit lunch at the restaurant here if it was open. So I think it opens at 11, so it should be opening pretty soon. So we'll probably chill here for a little bit, eat some lunch, and then we'll be heading on up out of the NOC. So we'll check back in here in a few and show you around a little bit. All right, so we're getting ready to head out of NOC. We just ate a quick lunch over at the, what do they call it? The Riverside Riverside restaurant right across the river there. Good burger, good fish tacos. And now we're ready for this long climb up and out of NOC. So we'll check in on the way up. All right, so we're about 2.5 miles out of NOC, and yeah, this climb there are a few steep sections. Actually on one of them right now, but it's not so much the steepness, but it's just the constant up. Is more of a relentless up than steep, I would say. Though, as I said, there are some steep sections. But I think we got about 5 miles to go to get to the shelter. And from what I'm hearing here on the trail, should be a pretty large crowd at the shelter tonight. So we're just hoping to get there in time to get a space for our tent. So anyway, well, we're gonna keep pushing on. Take a break here in another mile or so.
Sutton, what is it? Wade A. Sutton. North Carolina Forest Service ranger gave his life suppressing a forest fire.
Alright, so this is a jump off. Pretty awesome. About 2 miles shy of the Sassafras Gap Shelter. Just about 5 feet off the trail. Which things to say?
It's beautiful.
Alright, man, it's giving it to us at the end of this day. This last kind of climb from the jump off, and we're still going up, has been wicked. But we're inside of 2 miles to the shelter, so haven't filmed a lot today because we've been going uphill mostly, and well, you know, so hopefully we get a chance to check in when we get to the shelter. Just kind of like a mad dash, everyone headed to the shelter trying to get a space tonight because there's only space for supposedly 2 or 3 tents, so we may end up in the shelter. At worst, maybe moving on a little past the shelter to find some place to camp, so we'll see. All right, we'll check in again in a little bit. All right, well, we're at Sassafras Gap Shelter. We got in here, set up tent. There's not many tent sites here, and there are a lot of thru hikers in here tonight. But we were able to get a pretty decent site. Cooked some dinner. By the time we were finished eating, we were just really freezing. There's Cecilia. We were really freezing, so just wanted to get in this shelter, in the tent, and just try to warm up, which we're basically still trying to do right now. So lows really aren't supposed to be any colder than last night. It's just maybe feels that way right now. I'm not sure. It was a real tough day of climbing out of NOC. If you've done that before, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And then in the last couple miles, it really just kicks your butt at the end of the climb, from about the jump off, where you've seen a clip here. I took a clip a little earlier from the jump off, which is a fantastic view. But man, after you leave there, it just kind of goes straight up. So this is going to be pretty much it for the night. We're in the tent pretty early, but we're going to stay in here until we have to get out in the morning. But a good day overall. So proud of Cecilia, man. She just soldiered right on through those climbs today. Did a fantastic job. Tomorrow, we got a little bit longer hike, but not the steady and persistent incline like we had today. We will hit Jacob's Ladder towards the end of the day, and that should give us our money's worth right before we get into the shelter. But it should also start to warm up a little bit tomorrow. Lows, I think, tomorrow night in the 30s, which is an improvement. So anyway, well, we're going to sign off. I'll let Cecilia say
Bye. Good night.
All right, guys. Well, we'll check in the morning.